Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Bernie here, bringing you yet another video here in the charge, giving you the latest NBA news and rumors and also basketball opinions. And before we get started on to today's story talking about Kyrie Irving, go and hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Also, go and check out our awesome content that we have out there. My boy Pete has put out a great video on the New York Knicks, possibly getting Kyrie Irving. That's someone that we're going to be talking about in this video. And also go and check out our fixer-uppers. We have one on the New York Knicks, we have one on the Phoenix Suns. We talk about what they could do to build their team for the future. But right now we got to talk about a story that a lot of my Boston fans, including myself, has to be a little bit worried, and that is Kyrie Irving confirms that he won't sign his contract extension with the Celtics this offseason. And this is what the story goes on to say by Steve Bulpett from the Boston Herald. Kyrie Irving confirmed that he won't sign a contract extension with the Boston Celtics this offseason. Irving can sign a significant bigger contract if he declines his player option for the 1920 season and becomes a free agent. No, he said, contractually or financially, it just wouldn't make any sense. Irving was asked whether essentially being on a one-year deal would have an impact on the Celtics. The focus is solely on winning a championship next year. I don't think it'll necessarily have an effect. I'm doing my best to kind of deflect all that and focus on winning what's in front of us. Irving asked his hope for the future. My hope is that maybe we could hit the limit and maybe one question a day about what I'm doing next year. That's my hope, but obviously I can't really control that. But I think you guys can feel my attitude. It's really just a redemption next year, really integrating myself with our team again, really focusing on winning a championship. The only thing I'm really worried about, until I get to the point that I can't really answer any of the questions. I'm pretty sure management and I will talk, but that won't happen now. And as a Boston Celtics fan, I'm a little bit worried about him not signing, but at the same time, I'm not, because we saw what Brad Stevens can do without Kyrie Irving, without Gordon Hayward, our two superstars, how he got us to the conference finals and one game away from the NBA finals. I know a lot of people just point that out to we can't win a road game and we kind of choked towards the end, but at the same time, we got to a great position without our two guys. And if we have to give up Kyrie Irving, whether we trade him, maybe for LeBron James, there's been rumors about that. There's also rumors that we could trade Marcus Smart if we do a sign and trade. But I mean, the thing is, Kyrie Irving, I think, is one of those guys that was, when he came there, he wanted to be the new face of the Boston Celtics. He wanted to become the guy. But since he was injured, since he was injury prone, which we can't deny the fact that he is, Brad Stevens has become the face of the Boston Celtics. You know, we remember the days of the Red Auerbachs. Because we have such an amazing coach that is able to get the best out of each and every player, Brad Stevens has taken on that role for a lot of guys. And I think the next best guy that come up with is Jason Tatum. I think Jason Tatum is going to be the next face of the franchise, kind of like in a Paul Pierce matter. So Kyrie Irving, to me, the guy that I dubbed as Nightwing, could be out of town very soon, and maybe even for Batman. Batman could be coming into the city, but just going solely on the fact that, let's say LeBron does sign somewhere else, LA possibly, or Philly, Kyrie Irving is kind of in some trouble because I think he wanted to be deemed as the savior for Boston. He wanted to be the face of the franchise, but Kyrie Irving saw that they could win without him. So it really got into his head that, hey, maybe I gotta leave. Maybe I gotta go to the New York Knicks, which my boy Pete has talked about in his video. Go and check that out if you haven't. Because then he would become kind of the but then again, at the same time, if he does go to New York, he would just be the co-face or not even the face, because Kristaps Porzingis is there and he's more known as a New Yorker than Kyrie Irving, even though Irving is known as Uncle Drew and he's had all this, you know, famous success with that. Kristaps Porzingis is going to be the face of the franchise. So I think if Kyrie Irving wants to be the face of the franchise, he has to go to some lower team like the Memphis Grizzlies, even though they have Mike Conley. I mean, you could do a little swap there, but you know, one of those teams, he's going to have to go to a lower team to become the face of the franchise. And because the Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks already have their faces, it puts Kyrie Irving in an awkward position. We all know how wound it up in Cleveland, where he wanted to leave, become his own man, kind of have his own team, and I just don't feel like he's going to have that anywhere he goes. I know that a lot of New York Knicks fans are excited that, you know, it's a possibility that Kyrie Irving could sign with the New York Knicks, but be careful what you wish for, because with Kyrie Irving, as a Celtics fan, watching him day in and day out, he's amazing, he's a great closer, he's got everything that you could want in a player, but those knees and just the injuries, he can't stay healthy. I mean, it's just proven throughout his career during his NBA run. He just can't stay healthy. He's one of those guys that needs a little bit of breaks here and there, because if he plays all 82 games or close to it, he's going to break down. Unfortunately, that's just what happens with smaller players. You're going to have to live with that reality. I mean, we live with that reality with Steph Curry. We live with it with Chris Paul. There's a lot of guys like that get injured easily, and it's not any fault but the fact that, you know, they're smaller, so it's going to be a little bit more obvious why they get hurt more. But it's going to be an interesting offseason, especially with Kyrie Irving in this final year's contract. Will Danny Ainge decide to hold on to him? I want to know exactly in the future, will Danny Ainge kind of have a sit down heart to heart with him and be like, hey, you know, we can either do this contract now, maybe save some money, and we can bring another guy in, like a Kawhi Leonard maybe, you know, trade a couple pieces here and there to get him or Anthony Davis. But it's all up to Kyrie Irving what he wants to do. I think the only thing we're really missing right now is going to be a big man. And of course, there's been rumors that we might try and trade up to get Mo Bamba. That would take a lot of pieces and a lot of work to get Mo Bamba. I know Danny Ainge is a master trader and a master negotiator, but even him, I don't think he can kind of muster up this kind of trade. But it would be interesting to see what we could do. I mean, Anthony Davis is another option. I know there's been rumors that he might go to the Warriors, but that's going to be a different video for a different day and a different topic. But this is just going to be an interesting offseason. Obviously, we're going to have some draft stuff that I will probably have out tomorrow in a video. But this is just going to be it for the Boston Celtics. I know I don't really talk about it as they are my team. Pete, of course, has the New York Knicks. So it's going to be an interesting offseason for both those teams. The Cavs, the Celtics, the Knicks. What can they do to really better their team? And this is just going to be it for the charge, guys. This has been your boy Bernie here, bringing you the latest NBA news and rumors and also basketball opinion. Let me know, guys, what you think about this Kyrie Irving news. Is it shocking to you? Is it not shocking? And if you are the Boston Celtics, if you are in their position, would you get rid of Kyrie Irving or would you keep him? Anyway, guys, I'll check you later. Peace.